Hey, my little paisanos. It's me, Super Mario fan. And today we're going to be discussing the topic about what it is to be today called the topic that what I call kids programming and TV shows. Yes, I know that most of you know that all of those programmings of kids' TV shows and adult television has always sometimes had good shows, bad shows, and everything. But when it comes to shows like everything in particular, then you might just be wondering what those shows are. For example, there are good shows. There are 90s cartoons, 2000 cartoons, 2010 cartoons, and now there is the 2020 cartoons. So yeah. And we're basically about animated series that gotten the best episodes ever that has everything. Good ending, season finale, series finale, all of that is kind of like a topic trope like all those years since the beginning. And yeah, but I'm not going to be talking about like mostly because of that. I was talking about the bad episodes that appear on any TV show. And wish and speaking of bad episodes, I'm going to be talking about what most of you people think of the most infamous episode of the 90s Nickelodeon cartoon of all time, better known as Hey Arnold. Yeah. You all know Hey Arnold is a show that ran in the 90s. And then in 2017 they just basically revived Hey Arnold with the Hey Arnold the Jungle movie that just got released almost 4 years ago. Anyway, we're going to be talking about Hey Arnold is a good show. And I mean by good, I mean it has good episodes and everything. And it explains all serious topics and all of it and everything. So yeah. Okay. So today on today's this video, we'll be talking about one of the most infamous and most worst episodes of Hey Arnold. Oh yes, I know. Like I said before, I made a review on the whatever happened to SpongeBob video way back 2 years ago, and as of today, I'm gonna doing another episode review of one of Hey Arnold's worst episodes ever. Yeah, guys, today I'm gonna talk about Arnold's worst episode. Arnold's worst episode was Arnold betrays Iggy. Yeah, I know that some of you don't like it, but I just gonna have to talk about it. So if you don't like the video, then you should get out. So right, let's get started. All right, here we go. The episode starts with Arnold, Sid, and Stinky walking around in the streets while talking about how cool uh um Iggy was. Yeah, the character Iggy, how cool Iggy was with his cool kid reputation and all that stuff. And then Arnold just bring his book and just bring his homework along so he can bring it to Iggy. And when he goes into his apartment, Arnold finds that Iggy is wearing bunny pajamas. Yeah. Some reasons though that wearing bunny pajamas is technically not that funny. It especially means that when a person who wears bunny pajamas is not considered even that funny. I mean, yeah. Alright, anyway, Iggy even swore not to tell Arnold about him wearing bunny pajamas because it will ruin his cool kid reputation. And mostly of all of that, yeah, he solemnly promised that he never doesn't tell everybody. So yeah. The next day, while Arnold, Sid, and Stinky are taking the bus to school, they're talking about how cool Iggy was, and which the part about Iggy which made Arnold laugh a bit. And then Sid and Stinky even questioned Arnold what he saw yesterday when he went to Iggy's house, and even start guessing about what kind of clothes that he's wearing. And then and then out of complete nowhere, that Sid started to sing that Iggy is wearing bunny pajamas, and so Yeah, that literally came out of nowhere. So basically means that Sid and Stinky basically find out that Iggy's wearing bunny pajamas, and yeah, that technically came out of nowhere and all, and yeah, it's not that funny. Technically, it's not funny at all. So then they started to laugh about it, and they even started mocking Iggy. And even Arnold even tells them not to tell anybody, and they swear not to tell them. But they did it anyway, and so as a matter of fact, Sid and Stinky even tells the whole school that Iggy is wearing bunny pajamas, and then everybody started laughing at him, and now even declares Iggy, I know, as the as the laughing stock, and and not only that, but it also considered about the fact that he also blames Arnold for that. I mean, technically speaking, that Arnold did not basically tell Sid and Stinky about bunny pajamas because he was completely innocent and he was holding a secret. And then all of a sudden and then after that, Iggy never even talks to Arnold throughout the whole episode. At the whole thing, even Arnold tries to apologize to Iggy, but that doesn't work. And then he tries to apologize again, and then when the kids, especially Helga, are starting to laughing at him because the kid is wearing bunny pajamas all the time, and then they started laughing at him. And then when that doesn't work, Arnold suggested giving and then Arnold's grandpa Phil even decided to give him a box of chocolates to make him feel better. And then when he gives the chocolates, guess what? Iggy never accepts his apology. So yeah, kind of a jerk if you say that. And so, even the months went by, even by fall, and even by the Christmas days, Iggy still doesn't apologize to Arnold. And so, Arnold, well, being Arnold, tries to do the best thing by doing all of his chores for a week, like taking out the trash, cleaning the dishes, and all that stuff, and then cleaning the house, and then all of a sudden, guess what? Iggy still doesn't apologize to Arnold. And can you believe it? Even after months after the embarrassing incident that happens throughout the whole episode, even Iggy doesn't even apologize to Arnold, even after months. I mean, man, how low is Iggy get? And so Arnold basically had enough of this, and he says that what does Iggy wanted to do with, and Arnold says that what should he do to get him off the hook? And so Iggy came up with a plan that involves him wearing bunny pajamas, and so yeah. The whole crowd starting up, the newscasts are here, and mostly of all that Arnold basically means that he's going to prepare for humiliation, for an apology of a friend. Can you believe it? So yeah, basically means that in a general sense, wearing bunny pajamas and making the whole everybody and even the newscast comes to record your humiliation, which could be considered to be horrible. So yeah, really, really horrible. And so by that time, and when everybody is starting to repair Arnold's horrible alright. Also mentioned about the fun fact that Grandpa Phil is so out of character. He wants to take pictures of his own grandson wearing bunny pajamas and put them in his album. How cruel it is. Anyway, well, the carpet is all ran out, and then while Arnold was preparing for humiliation, Sid and Stinky even confessed to themselves that they were the ones who suggested that Iggy is wearing bunny pajamas and not Arnold, which made Iggy realize that it was Sid and Stinky who tell everybody and not Arnold. And yeah, technically means everybody that if you don't like Sid and Stinky for what they did to Iggy, then basically means that Sid and Stinky are technically be the main antagonists of the episode, and that it was their fault. And the reason they got no consequences was just because they didn't even get no consequences for their actions, and then all of a sudden they just get away scot-free. So yeah, which Iggy makes them realize that it was them and not Arnold. And mostly of all, Iggy even trying to stop Arnold from wearing bunny pajamas in his humiliation, but sadly, it was too late. Arnold just walked out on the red carpet. He just walked around on the red carpet of shame, getting squirted on the back, and even the whole news was recording his horrible humiliation. And yeah, how bad it is. So, technically means at the end of the episode, Iggy even tries to apologize to Arnold, but Arnold doesn't want to forgive Iggy. And then he stared daggers at Iggy, and then all of a sudden, Iggy even starts calling out his name, and then all of a sudden, the episode ends. Whoo boy! I'm never even considering about the fact that one episode could ruin a background character's reputation in less than 11 minutes. Or 10 minutes, I don't know. But man, Arnold Betrays Iggy is definitely one of the worst episodes ever. So yeah, and not even the creator of Hey Arnold doesn't even acknowledge about the fact that technically speaking, that not even Craig Bartlett doesn't even know about the episode's cruel nature and all that stuff. So yeah, guys. Basically means that when shows like this always come and above and all, sometimes they always have bad episodes out of good shows. And mostly of all, good shows out of bad shows. It's kind of like the opposite. And so, yeah. Like, technically means when something good happens, and then comes out the bad one, and then all of a sudden, you just get a recipe for disaster. And that's technically be the main reason why it is happening. So, yeah. Basically means that every shows have bad episodes. But it doesn't considering about the bad that bad episodes even has a good ending or even a good moral. And all that stuff. And so I'm thinking that they just have bad endings, bad morals, and all that stuff. And all that just for one simple episode of Hey Arnold that could ruin a background's reputation in 11 minutes. So yeah. Basically means that episode is a big dislike to all the fans who watched the show, and mostly about that. Maybe they just wanted to sink. They just don't want to watch the show again after the episode. Or better yet, maybe they could just watch the show again, but without the horrible aforementioned characters like I said in this video. And then mostly of all of that, if even though that Arnold kept it secret, maybe for technically one reason, maybe the episode could have just been avoided immediately. If Arnold doesn't even think about Iggy wearing bunny pajamas, then considering that, so yeah, it could have been avoided, but sadly though, it's not much to change. Technically means for Nickelodeon standards. So yeah. Yeah. Well, I hope you all love it, my little paisanos. I hope you all love this review of this bad episode and all. So yeah, I'm going to close out this video. And mostly of all, if you love this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. And mostly of all of that, I just wanted to get to 300 subscribers by the end of the year because, so yeah. Yeah, guys. And mostly of all, if you want to consider subscribing and be part of the Super Mario fan crew, then I may consider to be you a part of the Super Mario fan crew. So yeah. So yeah, guys. Well, I'm going to wrap this video. Don't forget to click subscribe, like, share the video with your friends, turn on the bell, more of my content, all that stuff. So yeah. Well, guys, I'll see you all next time in the next video. Goodbye, and as always, I'll see you next time.